This is how the world's biggest grime artist took to one of the world's most famous stages in a stab vest emblazoned with the British flag, the work of artist and activist Banksy.
Yeah, I'm the best, I'm so cocky, I got a bomb like I set trends, dumb man copy, they catch feelings, I catch bodies.
Stormzy's the first black British performer to headline the Glastonbury Music Festival. His lyrics are a searing look at the darker side of London life, gangs, drugs, violence. It's the sound of Britain's cities, music of resistance. One of Stormzy's biggest inspirations is the celebrated poet Benjamin ZEPHANIAH. He was among the first black British writers to challenge social and racial inequality.
I mean, when you think of the injustices that are done to people through the banking system, through politicians, through all kinds of people in power and people in authority and institutions, I'm surprised that we don't rise up more often, actually. So when we do it through music, that's a good thing, but I have to say, you're talking to a revolutionary, and I think we've got to tear it down and start all over again.
Music and protests have been linked for generations, particularly here at Glastonbury. Offstage, thousands of festival goers joined climate change campaigners Extinction Rebellion in a march. The groups led the fight against what it says is an impending environmental catastrophe. And in another corner of the festival, protesters unveiled this anti-Brexit billboard featuring Boris Johnson, who's leading the race to become the country's new Prime Minister in a few weeks' time. Also performing, British punk band Idols. The group tackles Brexit, racism and toxic masculinity with visceral intensity.
The best way to scare a Tory is to read and get rich. I know nothing, I'm just sitting here looking at pretty colours.
In recent years, British society has been focused on Brexit and in recent months on internal struggles within the leading Conservative Party. But the old problems haven't gone away, and some would argue that they're worse now than they were before. We're talking about things like knife crime, social inequality, the housing crisis, worries about the environment. The list goes on. All of this anger, all of this frustration has found a voice on stage. These are turbulent times for Britain. Rarely has the country been so divided over its future. Concerns now at the core of British culture. Neave, Al Jazeera, London.